Hi everyone, this is Liz from Liz's Party Designs. Today I'm coming to you with some waterproof labels. This has been the most difficult project I've ever done, only because the paper was giving me so many issues. The paper I bought was from Amazon, and it's called Mr. Label. It's good. The brand is, the quality is good. It prints good. But I had a lot of issues running it by itself through my printer. No setting was getting this paper to run through correctly. This was one issue I was running into. The paper would bleed. The ink would run. It would leave lines. You could see barely some lines on here. These are the labels I had to make. It's for a pediatric clinic, and they're doing a retirement party for one of their doctors. It says, congratulations, Dr. Valles, on your retirement. And then it has the pediatrician logo. These are okay, but you could tell the lines are in there. This was another issue. It would bleed through my paper. It would bleed, and then it would run on the next pages. So I had to run normal copies on normal paper. I had to run on normal paper, regular paper, to get those rollers cleaned out. And because this paper is so expensive, I wasn't going to be wasting. I wasted like 10 sheets just because I kept running into this issue. A few would print okay, and then the next one wouldn't. It was just a big mess. This one is okay. It's not all that, but I did make some adjustments. I had to make my logo a little smaller and the wording bigger. So these are all just sample copies. But I'm going to show you what I did that stopped this from happening. Here's another one. Bleeding. The paper is so floppy, so thin, very smooth paper. Like literally, this is very poor to run through a printer just like this. I don't know of any printer that would have taken this paper. And that's because I fed it through the back tray. I didn't feed it. I don't have a tray that opens and closes. I have the tray that feeds through the back of the machine. Usually that's the best way to feed the paper through, but it would print and then it would jam all in the middle of the project. So here's another one. And these aren't ones that I threw away. These are ones I kept, kind of like show y'all. You can see here where I made the wording bigger and the logo smaller. But I figured out a way to use this paper. It is a little pain, but it is the quality I like. I just don't recommend running this paper through a printer because it can cause some serious issues on your rollers and your ink. I had to keep resetting my ink cartridge, and I had to keep cleaning it. And these are regular paper. These are the ones I had to run through my machine just to clean it out, and it seemed to be okay. I can still see a little bit of lines here, but nothing major. No bleeds on this regular paper. This is regular copy paper, and this is cardstock. I ran these through just so that it could clean the rollers and they wouldn't get caught, stain my good paper, because if I kept running this paper, it was staining it. I have no idea why. Anyway, here's another one. Here's a cardstock one. It just bled a little bit here. Or actually, this was something. Actually, this is from another paper that I laid on top of this paper and it got stained. So that's not a big deal. Here's another label. Let's see what happened here. Again, just stained. Now, right here, they're just issues that are, so yeah, this is like 10 sheets of paper wasted. right here is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I threw away like maybe 4 or 5. So yeah, about 15 to 12 to 15 sheets of paper. That's half a pack. A pack comes with 25. And this pack of paper runs about $18 a pack for 25. So yes, I was getting very annoyed and very anxious because this order had to be done immediately. So this is what I did. Let's say this is blank. Okay. Let's say this is a blank one, because I'm not going to use a good one. Because if I use it, it's going to not be ran through my machine, so I'm not going to use it. This is what I came up with. And then I have this here to show y'all that these labels are really waterproof. I have a label in there, and I'm going to show y'all how that looks in just a minute. So let me just show y'all what I did. So let's say this is a blank label. All I did was get some cardstock that I normally use. It was either waste a good paper or waste my cardstock. So it's a win and lose on this one. So this was my last straw. I was running out of paper. I was running out of patience. I was running out of time because this order had to get out. So what I did was get a piece of cardstock, cut it in half, get double-sided tape. Is the only thing I had on hand. I'm sure I could have used tape runner, but I wouldn't have used glue because it would have been wet. So all I did was get some double-sided tape, tape the top corners, or tape the whole one edge on top. Tape all one edge. You don't have to get completely on the edge, just and this is just for anybody who's wanting to use this paper. I've seen videos of other people using these labels. I have no idea how they got it through the machine without any damage or any leakage and all that. Have no idea. Usually people don't tell the struggles they go through. They just want to sell you a product. But anyway, this is the double-sided tape. Just face it to me. Get your paper blank. I'm just showing y'all this one because that's all I have. So let's say your paper's blank. Line it up to the tape on the cardstock so that when you're feeding it through your tray, it's standing up and it's not all flimsy and thin and floppy, because that's what the issue was. This paper is too floppy, too soft, and too sensitive, like I would think is what I'm trying to say, to run through the machine by itself. It doesn't make it through by itself, so it needs that extra push to get through the machine. And I'm going to show y'all the ones that did print when I did this. Well, here's some. I didn't send her these because the logo's too big and the wording is too small. So I redid everything. Her logo is a little bit smaller and the wording is a little bit bigger. Just like on the ones I showed y'all a while ago, like this one here. The wording is a little bit bigger and the logo was a little bit smaller. But that's poor quality, so I had to print them. So this is the final one. Well, similar to it, but the wording was bigger. And then I ran it through my machine. I cut these by hand because I wasn't going to dare try to put those through my silhouette. I had enough damage on the paper. Now, I'm going to show y'all the label. This label's been in here overnight. And then I'm going to stick one to one of my waters and set it in the set it in the pitcher. All right. I'm just going to put a towel so that I don't have water dripping everywhere. So I'm going to get my label. This label's been in all night, like I said. And this is not how the label, this was a damaged label. So this is probably the worst example I could show y'all. So yeah, this was like that already. You could see it did not fade on the wording or anything like that. Mind you, this was already here due to the damage I was experiencing. I just used the label that I had on hand just as a test. So I'm going to go ahead and get a label that it hasn't been wet or hasn't been damaged. And I'm going to peel it. And I'm going to place it in my water. So the good thing about these is they're peel and stick, they're water resistant, and they're just so easy. They're so ready to be used. These labels were meant for mini water bottles, but I only have a regular bottle on hand, so that's what I'm going to use. Simply wrap it around. And when she gets these, she could cut off that white strip on one side and place it around. Okay. I don't know why I'm trying to be perfect, but because this isn't actually going to be a water for anybody. I'm just going to place it around like so. It's a little crooked on the back, but that's okay. I'm not using this for anything. I'm going to place it in the water. Just a few seconds. I mean, this sat overnight and didn't do anything. It's still good. No smudging or anything. So, that's going to go in the trash. So, I already used that. And this is going to sit for just a few minutes or seconds. Pull it out. And I'm going to use my towel. No damage at all. No smearing or anything. And it's still really sticky. It's stuck on that bottle really well. And there it is. This is a great option for your customers so that they place them in ice water, Gatorade labels, high C labels, Kool-Aid wrappers, bottled water wrappers. What else can they use them for? Beer. I mean, you go to these weddings and stuff, and who knows, they might want a personalized beer or a personalized wine bottle or something like that, or champagne bottle. Great option. I do suggest running the paper just the way I showed you. I had no issues once I did that. So that was a great way to get my water ran through the printer. And that is it. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful. Just a little review on the labels that were used for this project. And a little tip on how to run those labels through your machine to prevent damage.